Today we're going to revisit an old story that has been told for a long time, but we'll see what we can learn from it today. It's called the story of the country mouse and the city mouse. Have you heard of it before? Once upon a time, there was a mouse that lived in the forest, that lived in the country, lived near the farmers, lived near, the fields, and most of the time he didn't get much to eat. He would eat mostly just, stuff he'd find in the forest. It wasn't very delicious, but it was enough to survive. He could find enough food from like the corn or the crops and the plants, but it wasn't that great. Well, one day, the city mouse came to visit his cousin, the country mouse. And when he saw the country, he was like, wow, the country seems so boring. Like there's nothing out here. It's just a bunch of fields and there's no animals, there's no friends, there's no enemies, there's nothing. It's very boring. You should come to the city with me. The city's awesome. There's all these sights and sounds, and there's amazing food. Like every day there's like a full table of food, and after the people go to sleep and they leave it on the table, we can go eat everything we want. It's really easy to get in, and it's just super delicious. Well, the country mouse listened and was like, wow, that sounds pretty awesome. So they got on their special mouse car, and they drove to the city. Now, once in the city, they were hiding in their hole for a while, talking, watching TV, or hanging out, just having fun. Then at night, they said, well, it's time for the feast. And they went out and they started eating. They ate everything they saw. They had cake, they had cheesecake, they had pad thai, chow mein, chow fun, they had everything. It was awesome. They were having so much fun. But then all of a sudden, they started hearing a growl, like a deep purr, and some bells. The city mouse got really, really scared. Started eating as fast as he could and getting ready to take one bite and walk one step away. Took one bite and took one step away. And the country mouse was very confused. He was like, what are you doing? He's like, don't you hear that sound? He's like, yeah, what is that sound? He goes, oh, that's the house mouse. The house cat. The cat just got back. We have to get out of here. He's like, why? Because the cat's going to eat us. And then the country mouse says, wow, this is really scary. So they ate one last piece of pie and then ran away from the cat. Well, when the mouse got back, the city mouse was like, see, isn't this cool? Isn't this amazing? We got so much food. But the country mouse says, even though I live in the country and all I get to eat is scraps of corn, sometimes not even ripe, I'd rather eat that corn peacefully and safely than eat all this wonderful food but be in fear of my life every day. I'm going to go back to the country. Well, the city mouse says, well, I'm staying here. And then they each separated. The traditional moral of this story is, it's better to eat less in peace than to eat more in turmoil. However, I would like to change the moral of the story to something more adequate for us. Is that, be careful what you wish for. If you get it, it might not be what you think. The country mouse, when he heard about the city mouse's house, he got very excited. And was excited that this is what I want, all this amazing food. But people tend not to tell you about the suffering that comes with it, such as the hiding, the running away when you hear the bells and the cat coming. It's very scary. Yes?
Isn't it like winning the lottery?
Exactly. That's another good example. Sometimes people who win the lottery, they get all excited, right? No one ever tells you what bad comes with it. Or even giving childbirth. When you have a kid with your parents, what do the mothers tell everybody? Oh, my kid is so cute, so awesome. I love my child so much. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. But when you ask them, well, how was childbirth? Oh, let's not talk about that. What about when they're bad kids? Let's not talk about that. What about when they play video games all day and the parents get really mad and tell them to stop and they won't stop? Let's not talk about that. It's the same thing where when people want to convince you of something, what do they tell you? Just the good things. They don't tell you about the bad things. They only tell you about the good things. And when people want to scare you, they only tell you about the bad things. They don't tell you about the good things. But it's our job as good Buddhists to see both sides. Everything has two sides, right? Has what? What does it have, Katie?
It has like something good and then stuff.
It has something good and something bad. They come together. You can't avoid it. There was a situation in Thailand recently that there was this guy who his mother had helped build like a lot of stuff, but in Thailand they didn't give his mom credit for anything. So he was very mad, he was very upset. So during the meeting, he couldn't hold his tongue, and he says, well, how come there's no pictures of my mother here? Well, everyone became a big deal. Then one of the other people said, hey, there's no pictures of me either. Hey, I was here since the beginning, there's no pictures of him either. And then it became like a really big deal. So now that guy wanted to say, you know what, never mind, I don't want it to be such a big deal. But is it too late? It's too late, he already opened his mouth. So now everywhere he goes, some people got on his side. Hey, you know, I agree with you, there should be pictures of your mother here. The other people say, you know what, you're very greedy, you know, you don't have to have everything you want. So now this guy is an object of discussion and is an object of blame. Is that what he wanted? No. He just wanted pictures of his mother somewhere. But nothing comes for free. So be careful what you wish for. You might just get it and it might not be what you want. Just like the lottery. A lot of people who win the lottery, they are not happy. Why? Their relatives ask them for money all the time, or you know, they don't know how to control their money changes their lives, they lose all their friends, or even a lot of people who become doctors. Why are they not happy? They don't realize how hard they have to work. They don't realize how strenuous it is and how much it hurts you when you see one of your patients die. That's not fun, but it's part of the job. So we're not here today to say that all jobs are bad or don't do anything. But whatever it is that you do, keep an open mind. Be ready to accept the good part of it, but also be ready to accept the bad part of it, because it comes together. It's unavoidable. No one could avoid it, not even the Buddha, so not even us.